Welcome to the PGC Devotional Drop.
Hey PGC fam, thanks for joining me for episode number 28 of the midweek remix Devotional Drop, where the goal is to keep you grounded with some encouragement and some truths straight from God's Word. Let's go. Our main passage for today's devotional comes from the book of Mark 4, where Jesus does this great move. He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." The disciples were terrified, the storm was raging, the boat was filling with water, and there's Jesus asleep. This is probably the most frustrating detail of the story, that Jesus was sleeping. The disciples are fighting for their lives, and there's Jesus just taking a nap. You ever felt that way? Like life is falling apart and God seems to be strangely calm throughout it? The disciples wake him up and they ask, "Teacher, don't you even care if we drown?" And maybe you've asked that same question. "God, didn't you see the diagnosis? Don't you know what my family is going through? God, don't you care?" Jesus stands up and speaks 4 words: quiet and be still. Immediately the storm obeys. But then Jesus asks an even bigger question. Why are you so afraid? Notice this. Jesus didn't promise his followers a storm-free life. He promised his presence in the midst of the storm. See, peace is not the absence of trouble. We say this all the time. Peace is the confidence that Jesus is in the boat with you in the middle of the storm. Some storms, God calms immediately. Others, he calms slowly. And sometimes, instead of calming storms around us, he calms the storm that's brewing inside of us. His presence never leaves. The disciples thought the biggest problem was the wind and the waves. Jesus knew their battle was bigger, because it was fear. Same is true for you and I. Fear says I'm alone. Fear says things like this is the end. But faith says no. Jesus is with me. And faith also says God isn't finished. So today, whatever storm you're facing, I want you to remember this. The one who calmed the sea is still seated on the throne, and he has not abandoned you in your boat. I'm praying for each and every one of you today. See you next week with another midweek devotional drop.